I am here every Monday night casting on a brand new project for the week that you guys have voted on. The polls and postings are up on Facebook and Instagram every Monday morning for you guys to take a look at. Sometimes you are picking the yarn for me, sometimes you're picking the project, and this week it was the project. This was the yarn. So we'll chat about that in just a second. I have some progress to show you on my sweaters. I've got two sweaters. We have the month-long Fiber Friends sweater project and the 2-week sweater project that I'm doing with Jocelyn from Northern Knits podcast. I'll show you that. And I have a couple other projects. I haven't knit on too many other things this week just because it has been sweater knitting. It has been full sweater knitting mode, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So, hi everybody to you guys that are just joining us here live. Grab your knitting, grab a drink, grab something to eat, just get comfy, and hopefully you'll have an hour's worth of getting some knitting time done. So this was the yarn. I wound it up. As you can see, it's in a hand wound ball because my ball winder broke. Just probably the worst week for it to break when I am needing to wind up balls for my sweater. Just if there's any week that I wanted to save, you know, an extra 5 minutes here or there when I have to wind a ball, this would be it. But I'm taking that as a sign from the universe that maybe I just need to slow down, enjoy the process of just winding a ball by hand. And I do kind of enjoy it, just not when I'm in a time crunch. So this yarn, did you guys see the post on Instagram and Facebook of it in the skein? Oh, isn't it gorgeous? This is what it looks like all wound up. This is, of course, I forgot to bring the ball band with me. It is a Leo and Roxy hand-dyed yarn. I believe they said it is only available through Little Red Mitten, though, our local yarn shop. So I don't know if it's available on the Leo and Roxy website. You might have to go to Little Red Mitten if you are interested in it. This was a special colorway that Leo and Roxy dyed for Little Red Mitten. Our local yarn shop, it was their birthday over the weekend. They have been open for 13 years. I cannot believe 13 years has come and gone so quickly. I remember when the shop opened, and we are truly, truly lucky to have such a great yarn shop so close to us. So anyways, this is the yarn they dyed. When the new owners took over Little Red Mitten a couple of years ago, they redid the inside of the store a little bit, and they put up this gorgeous floral wallpaper, and that was the inspiration for this colorway. So it has some light pinks, some dark pink, and I was gonna say purple, but it's more of a raspberry. So like a light pink and a raspberry. There is a bit of white sprinkled in through here. There is a little bit of green. Did you guys spy some there, right there? Just a little bit. So this is going to be super fun to knit up. The poll question was a hat or a cowl. And, you know, if I was just going with Facebook and Instagram posts, comments, it would have been tied. The winning project would have won by 1 vote, maybe 2, because I saw Jocelyn. I'm going to give it away here. I saw Jocelyn's vote just as I was going on live here tonight. But in Instagram stories, where the majority of all the voting happens, oh, hi Diane. Diane's voting cowl. It was hands down, one was the winner all day long. So the winner for this beautiful yarn is going to be turned into, so it's hat or cowl. So insert a pretend drum roll here. The winner is a cowl. So, oh, Wendy, did you vote cowl or are you just voting now? I know everybody's saying cowl, and I think it'll be nice because this yarn is so soft. It is a merino. It is 100% superwash merino. So it is soft and squishy. And I know it's wool, but it's superwash. So all those little barbs that find picky have been removed, and it's merino. Like you can't go wrong with that, right? So it is soft. It's going to be really nice to wear around my neck. So it is going to be a cowl. This is, so it is a number 6 super bulky. And what did the needle, or the gauge size? It said a 10 to a 15 millimeter, 9 to a 15 millimeter. I think I'm going to go with a 10 millimeter to start with for my gauge swatch on this. And I think I'm going to do the alternating cast on because I really, really liked that from last week's project. So I think I'm going to cast that on again. Stay tuned for some progress. I don't know how much progress there will be because, again, this week it is all about sweater knitting. So maybe next week I will just come back and have it cast on. Maybe a couple rows knit. I'm not going to predict anything more than barely cast on, barely a start, but at least it'll be on the needles and then it'll be ready to pick up. So that is that. Last week's, we might as well talk about last week's project because it doesn't have very much on it. It did have a little bit more until I picked it up to bring it up here to show you guys for tonight. Anyways, I'll get to that. So last week's yarn, look at that. Last week's yarn, this is the Knit Picks Chroma Twist Bulky. I'm really interested to knit with this because I really haven't done too much knitting with this yet. This is the red velvet colorway, and just look at all those colors. It gets really pale to the outside and gets really dark. So I'm pulling from the center because I wound this before my ball winder broke. So I'm starting from the inside and it's going to start out dark. It's going to have a dark cast on because this pole was the yarn. What did I have? Last week it was this yarn right here behind me. This was Lion Brand Wool Ease. Fisherman and Blossom are those two colors. And the Knit Picks Red Velvet, and I have it also in just a white natural color. This was going to end, well, it is going to end up being a 2-color hat of some sort. But I will tell you the sad tale of this hat. It got pushed aside with sweater knitting. I did decide that I would do my needle sizes. So I've got 2 knitting needles here. It is a bulky, and what did we decide last week with this yarn? The ball band, it's in US sizes. It's a Knit Picks, so it's in US sizes. I think it was like a 5 and a 6. It was a US 10 to an 11. So that must be I don't know, big. Anyways, I figured out how I'm going to put the conversion, the US and the millimeters. I have a plan for that. I just haven't got around to it yet. So anyways, we talked about needle size last week. I did pull out needles, and because I knit so loose, I decided to go down from the suggested needles. So I have got a 4.5 for my ribbing, and I'm going to either go to a 5 or a 5.5. This is a 5.5. I did my gauge swatch on a 5.5 because this is going to be for the body of the hat. So I wanted to see how I liked it. And I liked the feel of it knitting on the 5.5 millimeters. So this is what I'm going to go with. Unless I find that I don't care for it, then I will switch down and go to a 5. But I'm going to play around with it. So this is what I have. Not even all the stitches are cast on. They would have been. They were at one point when I was playing around with my gauge swatch on my larger needle. I decided that I liked the 5.5, how it was knitting up, and so I immediately cast on my 84 stitches, I think was what I was using, on the larger needle. And then I set it aside, and then tonight when I went to pick it up, because I thought, oh, maybe I'll just do a round or 2 of ribbing before I come up here and chat with you guys. And I looked and I'm like, Louise, you cast on with the wrong needle. So after I did my gauge swatch, I forgot to switch my needles out. So, but anyways, I just figured extra practice. I don't know. I don't know as I need practice doing the alternating cable cast on, but I don't know. Knitting, it's all knitting, it's all fun. So this is it. Have you guys done an alternating cast on? I think it was Sherry who mentioned that she really liked this cast on. And it is really nice. No, it's really is, it does really look reversible. But I do think this one side has a little bit more definition. See how you can see every other stitch? There is definitely like a purl bump there. Then there's a knit and a purl bump and a knit and a purl bump. Oh, you guys, so some people are saying, yay, it was a cowl. So you guys were on the winning side of the vote tonight, were you? So anyways, the cable cast on is really fun to do. It is definitely not as super speedy as a long tail cast on, but it is very rhythmic. You're doing a cable cast on and you're putting on a knit stitch, one knit stitch, and then one purl stitch. Even if you're going to do a 2x2 ribbing, you still cast on 1 by 1. Oh, Sherry's saying, I'll just take a second. I saw Sherry pop in here. You've been using it. Oh, you've been using it a lot lately. Yes, it looks very much like a tubular or Italian cast on, but but it's easier, right? Yeah, but it's easier and no long tail guessing. Exactly. So there was my little tail that I just, left enough to cast on, make a slip knot, and then you just do a knit and a purl. So where I ended off here, and it's really easy to tell what your next stitch is, if it's a knit or a purl, because once you've done a purl stitch, your yarn is actually attached back by the second stitch. So you can see it better there. There's my end stitch. So there's my first stitch, my second stitch, and the yarn is back here. So that way you know that you've just done a purl. I typically, when I'm doing this, I always, to make things easier, I always end with a purl, so I know when I pick it up, I'm always starting with a knit. But if for some reason I set it down, it is really easy to tell if it's a knit or a purl. So I can see my yarn is attached back 2 stitches, so I know my next stitch is a knit. So to do a cable cast on, have you guys all done a cable cast on? Probably, because it's a fairly common one to learn when you're first knitting. But you take your knitting needle, your right hand tip, and you go between the stitches. So I'm just going to really spread them apart here. You're not going in through the actual stitch, you're going in the space between the first stitch on the tip of your needle and the second one. And to do a knit stitch, I'm going in front to back. So you just slide your needle in between those 2 stitches, you wrap it as if you're going to knit, you pull it through, and then you've got your brand new stitch on your right hand needle. You take your left hand needle and you swing it around, and then you scoop it up from underneath, and that makes a knit stitch. And then if you're going to do the purl stitch next, your needle comes from behind. So you take it, swing it around behind your work, and again go between those first two stitches on your needle, and then you go from back to front, and then you purl it, and you pull it back through. Let me do that again, I got caught on something. Okay, so you pull it back through, and that new loop you pull up is your new stitch, and again the left hand needle swings around underneath and scoops it up, and voila, there's your knits and your purls. So you just keep repeating that until you have the right number of stitches, and then you're good to go. If you want to do a 2x2 ribbing, it's very much like doing a cable without a cable needle. You are going to, you'll work a knit stitch, and then when the next stitch on your needle is actually a purl stitch that you've cast on, but you want that to be a knit stitch. So we've got, how am I going to do this here? 3 fingers. So on the knitting needle, we have knit, purl, knit, and we want to go knit, knit. So you knit the knit that's on the needle, then you have a purl stitch. So you don't want to work that, you want to work this one. So you slide your needle, I mean, you can put your needle in, or you can just pop both stitches off. Basically what you're doing, this purl stitch, you're sliding both these off the needle, you're getting this one out of the way, you put, I think I did that once before. Anyways, how can I do this? Anyways, you've got your third needle, your stitch here. This is the knit. You put it onto the knitting needle, and then the pearl that's sitting behind, you just scoop it back up. So you're just switching them around, right? It's easy peasy. You just do that across your first row, and then you just set it up 2 by 2, right? Got it. So that's that. So there, it's officially started, right? As long as it's got, what, 2 stitches on the needle, it started. I like the yarn so far. I had a few people tell me that the chroma twist, they didn't like, or the chroma bulky. I'm not sure if maybe the twist is different, because this is chroma twist. Had a couple of people tell me that they found that it pilled really bad. There was a couple of things. I remember pilling was one, and splitting maybe. I'm not sure. Oh, what is this? You would think by now, how many times have I done that? When I start counting, I should remember that, right? I need to do, I don't know. Turn my finger, I don't know. Go this way. Start with 1, 2, 3. Okay. Mental note. Turn my fingers around. Anyways. Yeah, so back to the yarn. So far I'm liking it. I mean, the little bit that I've done, I've cast on 80 some odd stitches almost twice, but so far I've liked it. I know it's not really enough to tell, but I'm hoping. It feels really nice in the ball. So far knitting it, the little bit that I've done has been good. So I am crossing my fingers that that it'll be good. It should be good. And plus it's kind of, I've set myself up so it will be good, because I only bought, oh no I didn't. I was gonna say I only bought these 2 colors, but I didn't. I bought some sandpaper, so I guess I did buy about 6 balls. I was gonna say that this time I was thinking I only bought these 2, the pink and the white, because sometimes I've done that in the past. I've gone and I've bought, 10, 20 balls of a brand new yarn, only to knit a hat with 1 ball and realize that I don't like it because it does split or something. But I guess I did buy about 6 balls, so hopefully I like it. So that last week's project is started, not anywhere near being really even started, but it's on the needles. We'll just leave it at that. What I did do a little bit of work on though was my guild project. I don't think I did too much. I think I just knit on this about an hour during our meeting, and then I switched to sweater knitting. We'll talk about sweaters here shortly. Yeah, I didn't do very much. I moved my marker up. So in the last week I've done this. This again is just the 1 color brioche. Just wanted something really quick and easy for our guild Zoom meetings. That, brioche. It's whether you're doing brioche knits or brioche pearls, it's 4 steps, right? Yarn to the front, yarn over, slip yarn over, knit 2 together, right? I think I said that in the right order. I'm going to do one. So this has a one stitch border on. And I think I told you guys last week that I would really, next time I'm going to do this, I am going to put another stitch on there. So I've got 2. So yeah, yarn over, and I'm knitting. So I'm going to slip and yarn over. Yeah, slip over, brioche knit. Sometimes I have to do it. So yarn forward, slip, yarn to the front, slip, yarn over, brioche knit. 4 steps. Yarn to the front, slip. The yarn over makes automatically when you do your knit. So there's always 4 steps, but you're really only doing 3 every time you do. So it is fun. I find it very rhythmic doing brioche. Just using up a ball from my stash. Christmas box or charity knitting, I don't know. We'll see. If somebody likes the colors, it was one of those balls. I think it's a Bernat Pop, I'm thinking. I don't think it's a Karen Cakes. I think this is the one that's all acrylic. It kind of has that feel to it. But anyways, it's fun. It's pretty colors. Somebody will really like it, I'm thinking. So that is that. Sweater knitting, is that what? Okay, what will I talk about first? I've got my 2-week sweater and my month-long sweater. Let's go month-long sweater, which is my shrug. Guys, I would have had this finished if I wasn't working on my 2-week sweater. It is knitting up so quick. Oh, Melanie, does anybody watch, oh, Sock Magician? Oh yes, 2-color brioche and 1 pass. You know what? I have never tried that. That is something I should try. I don't think I know anybody who has done it. Yeah, has anybody done it? And what do you think? Do you like it? I suppose it would make it easier, right? I don't know. I don't mind doing it the kind of the original way, but it would be fun to try. That's something I should add to my list to investigate and try out. But I would love to know if anybody has done it. So who just left that comment? Oh, Melanie, so have you tried it, or is it something that you are going to try? Is it on your to-do list? All right, guys, here is my shrug. So this is it. I've got my right sleeve done and sewn up. Was it sewn up when I chatted to you guys last week? I've knit across the back. I'm just going to take a peek at this comment here. Oh, Amber says, oh, it is Bernat Pop. Okay, I was pretty sure it was. Thank you. Melanie, you're just, dipping your toes into double knitting. Eventually, I'd like to. Yeah, double knitting is really fun. Let me tell you, though, you do not want to, well, I mean, you can, but I've had a double knitting project and a brioche project on at the same time, and like switching back and forth, like that is a little bit of a brain test there to keep that straight. But that's good. Both of them are really fun to do, brioche and double knitting. Okay, so here I am. Yes, so I have a sleeve. I've knit across my back. I've done my decreases. I don't think I had those done last week. No, because I was doing those on a Zoom call. So decreases are here. There. So I worked some decreases, and I'm just ready to start to do my other sleeve, and then I'm done with lots of yarn left over. Even though I was so worried that I was going to be short of yarn, I'm gonna have enough left over that I can maybe make another one. Maybe we can make one and gift it to somebody. I am on my 3rd ball. I don't know, maybe not quite enough to make another one. But anyways, a 3rd ball. Just about finished the 3rd ball, so it'll make, I'm guessing, yeah, it might take 4 balls. I don't know if it'll take all of the 4th ball, but maybe 4 balls to do it. Loving this. I love just plain stockinette or garter. I like it. I find it really, really relaxing. Easy peasy. So I'm excited to wear this. So next week, we should have some finishes. I haven't had any finishes for a few weeks, and my poor whiteboard, I didn't set my whiteboard over here again, but the numbers are they're leaning way too far to the one side, to the casting on side. I was really hoping I was going to have some of these smaller projects so I could try to keep the finishes, so it was a little bit more balanced. But I don't know, I can't remember now. I'm way out on the cast on side. That has really, really gotten far ahead. But so hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna have 2 sweaters done here, you guys, soon. And then I can kind of filter in some of these hats and things and get those off the needles. Because, yeah, I want to try and do that. So my 2-week sweater, I'm not going to show it to you because Jocelyn and I are going to have our final check-in on Thursday night for the grand reveal. But this could be close. It could be close, you guys. I feel like there's always a story with all of my projects. I was knitting along great with this. And so last week, Jocelyn and I checked in on Thursday. So let's backtrack here. So last Monday, did I show? I don't think I showed you the actual sweater. I just kind of held it up, kind of bunched up, right? And I showed you the colors I was using. Then Jocelyn and I did a check-in on Thursday. And we decided that Jocelyn and I are both doing amazing on our 2-week sweater. Just, we both weren't quite as far as we had hoped to be. But, you know, we were the optimists and thought, no problem. We still have a whole week, you know, easy peasy. We're not going to stress. And anyways, I wasn't stressing, and I'm still not stressing. But life got in the way this weekend. So my whole weekend thinking, you know, it was going to be just one big pajama party weekend, you know, just hang out at home. I was going to knit and binge watch something on Netflix, and that didn't happen. So I did I did a fair chunk of knitting today, but it was also family day here for us in Ontario. We had a long weekend, so today was a holiday. So I had made plans to spend part of the afternoon with my son. We went out for lunch and went for a walk because the weather actually cooperated and it was really, really nice out. So I spent most of the afternoon with him, which which was fantastic, and that should always come before my knitting. But once I got delayed earlier in the weekend, I was really wishing that I'd had all day today to knit. But look at, there's my bag, and see, look, the bag is full, so the sweater is growing. And I have finished 2 full balls. That doesn't sound like very much, does it? 2 full balls of this yarn. This is what I'm knitting it in. You know, I would almost bet money you guys have never even seen this yarn before. I mean, this is what it is. This is what the ball band says. It's called Diana, and Headwater Wool is the lady who, I think she had this spun and dyed for her. And she was doing some teaching in Toronto a long time ago, and this is where the yarn came from. And it has just been sitting in my stash looking absolutely beautiful. It has filled in about at least two of these cubbies behind me. It's 2 or 3 of them. I had that many different colors of this. So it's a bulky weight yarn. It's 100% wool. It is rusticy, but it feels nice. I think we said before that I kind of, on a scale of rustic yarn, it's maybe a little more rustic than a Patton's Classic Wool, but not as rustic as Lopi. Maybe not quite as much as Briggs and Little either. It's very nice though. I do really, really like it. I finished up 2 balls completely. I have a bunch in the bag that are wound up. I have some more that are getting pretty close. This is this really funny color. I was calling it sage green, and now I've just started calling it gray. It's kind of a greeny gray, and when it's knit, because okay, I'll show you a little peek in case there's anybody new here tonight who hasn't seen it. I'm holding all of these colors of wool double, so it's making it a really super bulky knit. I'll show you some of the colors. So there is the blue. I've got some dark greens, got about 3 shades of green, surprise, surprise, and blue. Most times, like, you guys don't see me knit with blue a whole lot. I bought all these colors thinking I was going to make up kits to do a felted bag class, and then that didn't happen for some reason, so I had all these colors left over. But I think maybe some of the pinks and reds and things probably I gave to a friend, and I kept kind of my colors. So there's 1 shade of green. I have used a full ball of chocolate brown. This is a part of a second ball, and And then there's a black. So 2 colors. The chocolate brown I've used a whole ball of, and the really dark green I've used all of that ball. Oh, there's ball number 2 of chocolate brown. Oh, yes. Here is this kind of like a chestnut brown color. What else? Do I have anything else in here? There was an orange and there was a yellow, but I've kind of decided not to use those. There's another green. So it's fun. I've just been playing around with the colors. So I'll show you a little bit here. There's some of the colors. So I think that's the gray and the black and the chestnut and the black. And there's a bit of some green. So that's what I've been doing. It's fun just playing with the balls, playing with the colors, just kind of switching whenever I feel like it. So this one here has got to be round. I'm going to hand wind this one tonight when we're done chatting. What else? I started to knit it on a 7mm needle and decided it was too tight. So I mentioned that to you guys last week, so I went up to an 8mm. Then I did the sleeves on a larger size because the sweater's a cardigan. So it's knit flat, so a knit row, a purl row. And when I did the sleeves, I did those in the round, and my tension changed. Because without the purl stitches, my knits were a whole lot tighter. So I started doing the sleeve and realized it was tight, so I switched to a different needle. We'll talk more about that next week. So, anyways, so it's on track. It's good. I have figured out now, roughly kind of, now that I'm down to the crunch on how many days, I only have till Thursday. So it's rest tonight, Tuesday, Wednesday, and maybe an hour or something before I go to work on Thursday. I have to get this done. So I have figured out, you know, kind of measured how much I have on my sweater, how much more I want to go, figured out how many inches I have to do, how long it takes me to knit an inch, how many hours I have to knit over so many days, you know. So I have it down like to the minute here of what I'm going to have to do this week to get this done for Thursday's check-in. So it'll be a nail biter. So we'll see. I'm going to tell you that. And so Thursday you can join us live with Jocelyn, 7:30 here on this channel. And then Monday, again, I'll give you a recap of how it went. And hopefully I will be wearing it and modeling it. That's been my knitting. It's been a sweater-filled week and has been so much fun. I think I'm just going to keep on with the sweater knitting. It makes it hard for starting a new sweater every month. But last year I had said one of my knitting goals was to have a sweater on the needles all the time. Was that last year or the year before? I don't even know now. And yeah, I don't think I did last year. It must have been the year before, and I really, really enjoyed that. Last year I kind of got away from it, but I think I'm going to kind of put that back in my rotation. Always have a larger project, always have a sweater on the needles, and do a bunch of different things, you know, top down, bottom up pieces in the round, yokes, raglan, just really play around. That just makes my heart happy thinking about doing that. So I think we will do that. Oh, Turkish bed socks. My Turkish bed socks are sitting right here. They have not moved from last week when we chatted. They didn't even leave this room, and I don't knit too much up here. There they are. A good start. They're cast on, and I've done, I don't know, 10 rows or so. So it's off to a good start. These again will be kind of the weekend knitting. After this 2-week sweater is done on Thursday, then I just feel, I feel not pressure. I don't want it to be like that because it's fun knitting and I'm not stressing out about it because, you know, if I don't get it knit, if I don't get it finished, A, Is anybody really going to be surprised if I don't get it finished? And if I don't, I don't, right? Um, I'll just be super, super close, and I will have it finished for the next time that we chat. So I am not going to stress about it. I'm not going to stay up, you know, till 2 in the morning all this week trying to get it done. So I figure it'll be good either way. Either it will be finished and it'll be fantastic, or it'll just be a really good story to retell next year when we do the 2-week sweater challenge, right? Anyways, that's how things go sometimes, right? So we'll see. We'll see. But I am hopeful. I'm hopeful I will get it done. What all have you guys been knitting on this week? I know Friday night when I was live in the Fiber Friends Friday night Facebook group, everybody, not everybody, but a lot, the majority of people were knitting on sweaters, which was so exciting. And I know people have been posting pictures that they're so close. They're working on their second sleeve, because a lot of people did decide to do the 2-week challenge with Jocelyn and I, which was really been fun to see that, you know, it can be done. It can be done. Some people were even doing fingering weight sweaters or worsted weight sweaters, and they were managing to get it done. So it is just kind of nice to see that it can be done. So I don't know if I will ever be trying a fingering weight sweater in 2 weeks. Bulky weight, I can do. I'm fine with that. So what has everybody been doing here? Oh, that's right. Okay, Jocelyn's saying our March check-in. So Jocelyn and I also do a monthly, the first Thursday night of the month, we do a check-in just to see. We always pick some works in progress, and then we work on them throughout the month, and then we come back in on YouTube here the first Thursday night of the month to see, did we get our goals done or close to it, right? And it's totally, again, totally hit or miss if we do or if we don't. So yeah, Jocelyn and I chatting every Thursday night this month. I think we'll have 5 in a row done with the 2-week challenge. So it's been lots of fun. We've been doing a lot of chatting, a lot of knitting. So I'm just going to scroll back in the comments here. Oh, I see. So Anne must be here, and Sam. Hey, Sam. Oh, that's right. Maybe I need to call in this first second. I know when the, I know I should, yeah, no, that's not going to happen, but I don't even want to think about that, because I think, you know, even just jokingly saying, oh, I should, you know, have a sick day or something. I don't want to jinx myself, because then, I will wake up sick, right? And then I won't be doing any knitting. Oh, Amber, you're test knitting a colorwork cowl. That's awesome. Hi, Katie. Oh, you cast on a crocheted hat tonight. Lovely. So Jocelyn says, does she have to answer that question, what she's knitting on? I'm guessing Jocelyn's working on her 2-week sweater. Oh, what does Amber say? You don't want people to get, stressed out about your knitting. Okay. Yeah, no, knitting's not something to get stressed out about, right? That's right. Okay, sure. I'm doing that. Yes. Nice. I do like sheepy yarn. Yes. That's right. So my shrug will be a nice. Is that was that comment for me, Sherry, about a nice beach, cozy, comfy, just throw on. I know I'm really excited to wear the shrug. Hi, Sally. Oh, you're working on your socks. Oh, for February. Good stuff. Socks are always good, right? Oh. Okay, so Anne, that's a series on Netflix. I should go check that one out. Sherry, okay, you got your arms attached to the body of your Forbes. That's your 2-week sweater. That's good. So you have a couple of days to do the yoke, cutting it close. Okay, then I feel like I'm in good company, Sherry. I know some people have just been speeding along, but you know, and it's true, right? Life gets in the way, and sometimes it throws your knitting plans out the window, and you just gotta roll with it, right? Melanie, oh you finished the cardigan and decided to cast on a pair of Nikki's, oh, even heel socks for a snappy project, and her cowl. Oh, fantastic. Oh, that's great. Hey, Valerie. Oh, you're playing Yarn Chicken. 2 at a time sleeves. Oh, a rainbow sweater. Okay, well, let's hope that you make it on the Yarn Chicken. There was a couple of people, I've seen 2 people this week who lost at Yarn Chicken. So maybe that means that you will be the winner. I know, it is so frustrating. And somebody posted a picture and they had like this much to go and they ran out, like, you know, 10 stitches kind of thing. I don't, Sam, type it again. I probably didn't see your comment. Oh, blanket knitting. Oh, you know what? I have a big urge to do another blanket. After I finished Eric's for Christmas, I really, really liked it. Just plain knitting, just so relaxing. I really like that. Oh, what says Natalie says you're knitting sleeves, but you let a bit of steam over the weekend. Oh, did you? Well, that's okay. You know, and that's okay, right? If we don't finish, then we're just going to be a whole lot closer than we were 2 weeks ago, right? Yes, okay, so Valerie, fingers crossed. I'm going to be thinking good thoughts that you're going to have enough yarn. Okay, so Amber, have you watched that? Oh, it is on Canada Netflix? Okay, have I seen that? I was on Netflix a little while ago because what did I start watching? Snowpiercer. But they're coming out bi-weekly. I was really surprised at that. I think there was five episodes up already because I'd seen it come up in my, oh, I think I got a text, on my phone. It flashed Netflix, for you kind of thing. And it was Snowpiercer. And I'm like, ooh, really good. I had forgotten I had been watching that, but I really enjoyed it. So I was like, oh, that'll be exciting. Obviously, it was been about 5 weeks ago since I got that notification because I clicked on it on the weekend and I thought, oh, they're only releasing them a week at a time? I'm like, oh, that seems strange, right? When you're so used to binge watching the whole season, they're going to make you wait week by week again. Oh, Sam, what is your question? Some patterns take me, a bit to comprehend. Well, you know what, Sam? I think that is the same for everybody, depending on how the designer has wrote it. If it's a new technique or whatever, yeah. So you just gotta go row by row, read the little blurby at the top of the pattern. Sometimes there's some notes where the designer will kind of explain some stitches. Maybe that might help. What are you working on? Are you doing a hat? I think Sam had said she was going to do a hat. Nikki. Oh, Nikki. Well, cowl. I'll just quickly, for anybody who is just popping in here. So this is the yarn that I'm casting on. I'm going to cast it on tonight. And then I'm going to work on my sweater. So cowl beat out a hat. So that will be fun. It'll be a nice, warm, cozy cowl. It's nice, soft, and cushy. Okay, so Amber says, so what is this? Does that say chickbait? I think that's what, chickbait, clickbait. I can't tell if that's an L or an H. Okay, you just checked to see if it was on Canadian Netflix or not. Sometimes it isn't on the same. Yeah, so you said it is. Okay. Oh, Sam, yesterday I saw your Facebook post that you had started to knit. So that's good that you've picked up and started knitting. Oh, it was a dishcloth though, wasn't it? That's all right. That's good. Yeah, so Nikki. So yeah, so you guys, yeah, so poor Nikki and Natalie were both injured a week or so ago, but I think you guys are both on the mend now, aren't you? So this is some hand-dyed yarn. It's a Leo and Roxy hand-dyed yarn, and you can purchase it at Little Red Mitten, and it is 100% superwash merino, so it's really nice and soft. It's a super bulky. I'm gonna try a 10 millimeter, 9 millimeter, 10 millimeter is what I'm gonna try this on. I think because it's a cowl, you want it to have lots of drapes, so I'm thinking I'll start with a 10, and we'll see. I will kind of play around. I think all of my starts, well, not all of them, but a lot of them have been super bulky yarn, which is nice because it really helps with knitting up quick. I kind of like that. I like that. I'm enjoying knitting with some bulkier yarns. Typically, if you had asked me, I would have always said fingering weight would be my go-to, which is kind of unusual because unless it's socks, I don't knit with a lot of fingering weight yarn. But that was kind of one of those things in an ideal world, maybe. If I don't know. I mean, I'm in charge of what I cast on for the most part, so I don't know why I don't make it more fingering. Maybe it's because I will never get it finished. But yeah, I don't know. I like fingering, but I also really am liking super bulky right now. Maybe because it's winter, super bulky's really extra warm. I don't know. Are you guys liking super bulky? Is anybody else knitting anything on really, really chunky, at least a number 6 yarn? Maybe it's just me. Maybe when spring comes around, maybe I will get more into some fingering weight yarns. We'll see. What do we have coming up? The Fiber Friends so February is sweater month, of course, and March is around your neck. And I have got a couple projects. I've got more of the bulky, the chroma bulky. I have 4 balls of that. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do. It might be another cowl, and it might be for the Around Your Neck challenge for March. And then April is socks. April, we are back to socks again, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Hi, Kim. Oh, you just finished an Aran sweater. Okay. And now you're doing, a DK. Oh, a tee and a pair of fingering socks. That's like socks and sweaters, I think would be, I don't know. I keep going back and forth because my first thought would be socks and sweaters. That would be my favorite thing to cast on. And then I'm like, well, but I like doing hats and I like doing shawls. I guess I just want to knit it all, right? Okay, so Nikki says chunky. Where does Nikki? Okay, so as for, chunky crocheted hat for Nikki. It's on your, it's on your Ravelry and Instagram. Okay, you can remember the name of it. Oh, but it was a fun one. Okay, so we could go look it up. Nikki Knits. Have to go check that out. Okay, so Kim said, after I knit, with one weight for a while, you want to change. See, that makes total sense, right? Just kind of have some variety and switch it up a little bit. Melanie, will whips be okay? Absolutely. Absolutely, because we are all about getting something finished. So yes, you don't ever have to cast on something brand new. Whips always count. Yeah. That's good. So that's great. People have gone and checked out your podcast, Nikki. That's fantastic. Valerie, you live in Texas, so no bulky for you. No, you would not need bulky down there. I would hope not. Anyways, that would be something would be terribly wrong if you did, right? Okay, so Nikki's saying, oh yes, so you're still okay, still on the mend, but as far as you know, nothing's broken. That's really good. That's really, really good. Oh, okay, Sam is saying she cast on a hat, but ripped it out 6 times because I forgot how to join. Well, you know what? Practice makes perfect, Sam. Just keep going. Yeah, that's how we all learned, right? I mean, my goodness, even now. Well, I mean, my hat, Sam, right? Last week's cast on, I cast on with the wrong needle. You know, um, like sometimes I think you just have to plan to have at least 1 or 2 mistries when you're starting a project, right? Just until you make sure you like the needle size and you join and you're not in the round, because we've all done that. Joined it and twisted it, even though you check it 2 or 3 times and you swear those stitches are all in the right direction, and you start knitting. And if you're like me, I'll knit a round or 2, and then you'll think, ooh, something doesn't look right, but you're like, oh no, it's okay. And then you knit a couple of more rounds, still trying to convince yourself it's okay, until you get enough knit that is like definitely twisted. And it's like, I should have just pulled it out when I know just right. But yeah, that happens sometimes. You just gotta think, Sam, it's all knitting. Oh, hi, Susanna. You're finishing on a scarf that is supposed to, oh, what is that? Be 90 inches long. Ooh, that'll be nice, because then you'll be able to like triple wrap that, right? That'll be nice. Oh, yes. So Nikki is saying, thanking everybody who's checked out her podcast. That's wonderful. Oh, hi, Nancy. Nancy, you're knitting a blanket with the Bernat blanket yarn. Oh, nice. So that'll go really, is it the Bernat blanket big, or it's just the regular blanket? Either way, it's nice and fluffy and cozy. Really nice for a blanket. That's what I made Eric's blanket out of, and he loves it. Hi, Jen. Oh, you just finished? Oh, the Cinnabar shawl. Okay. Using, oh, what was that? Your hand spun? Oh, and it's a big one. Oh, and you would make it again? Oh, that's wonderful. So good for you for another finish. That's fantastic. I'm really hoping really, really soon I will be able to report back here. You guys will know when I have finishes, because I will be here and I will be like barely containing myself before I can like show you, like whip out all these hats that I have finished, right? So somebody who was it Anne had said about taking some time off or calling in sick so I could get my sweater finished. I am booking some vacation for March. So hopefully then I can get a little bit more, squeeze in a little more knitting time and get some finishes done here. So it looks like everybody has got some great projects on the go here. Oh, Susanna says self-striping chevron scarf. Oh, nice. Karen, skinny cakes. Yeah, nice. So they'll be great colors. Oh, melon smoothie colorway. So that just sounds, is that oranges? That's what makes me think about that. Oh, Sam's asking a question about April and the sock challenge. You want to try socks? Sure, we will try to help you, Sam. Okay. Oh, okay. So Amber. Okay, so Amber, is your yes, because Amber, you fell like a month ago too. I know we have had some bad luck in our group here with people slips and falls with this winter and the ice we've had lately. Oh boy. Yes. So hopefully, Amber, you'll get a green light too, a clean bill of health or something that, yeah, you can get to physio or something, right? Boy. Oh, Nancy's saying the pattern is, oh, it's a Yarnspiration site pattern. Nice. Super bulky. Oh, in vintage white. I've got vintage white. So this, I think, is flax. Flax is more of an orangey, no, orangey, a yellowy color. Did I pull this out without an avalanche? I have a few balls of this because I've been kind of stocking up on this because I have some plans for this, but more for winter projects. Yes, this is flax and it has a bit of a yellowy tinge to it. And flax, you said vintage. I've got smoke. No. Oh, shoot. There's another one. It's kind of a more creamy white or gray white. I have that one. Gray, oatmeal-y color. I don't know. It's the Bernat Big doesn't have a true white for some reason. Because I was looking for whites, and I think that's how I ended up with all three kind of shades of cream and white, and trying to decide which one looked the most white. And I'm not sure if I ever decided because I didn't cast on the project, so I must have still been trying to decide. But that's all right. I guess I'll just have to pick something. Susanna's saying the example is also done in, oh, okay, so there's a link to the pattern. Oh, see, sometimes that helps, right? When they put the, whatever picture they put on the ball band, if it kind of catches your eye, right? What is this anyways? This is a blanket, obviously. What is it? It says 7 ball. Okay, I think I'm reading French. Anyways, yeah, it does look fun. It's a textured pattern, whatever, like a broken rib. Yeah, I think it's like a broken rib kind of thing. Looks kind of fun. They do make white though. So is there like an actual white? Maybe my Michaels just doesn't carry it. Oh, so you mean I should be going to the to like Yarn Canada or something, or Yarn Inspirations, like to Bernat and yeah, Yarn Inspirations, and seeing maybe there's more colors. Oh, maybe I need to do an order because I would like a real white. Okay, now you've got me something to go check out. Okay, so Amber, you're still waiting to see if surgery or not. Oh, fingers crossed. Let's hope not, right? Oh, you have been doing physio? Okay. Well, that's good. Well, okay. Fingers crossed. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, did Sam ask about sizes of needles? Is that what Sherry's answering? Tension. I see a 2.25, which is socks. Yes. So yeah, I would go 2.25. Small and tight for good wear. Okay, Nancy, I really got to go check, see if there's another white that I don't have. Okay, Melanie's saying 2.25s for socks with fingering weight. That's what I use too. It's on the inspiration. Okay. Ooh, all right. Yarn Canada, Nancy says. Okay, I'm going to go check that out. What do I have to do tonight now? I'll go check the Yarn Canada website. I'm going to wind my dark ball of green so I can carry on with my 2-week sweater and cast on my cowl tonight. Okay, that's my plan for the rest of the evening. Oh, you guys, we're right at the 1 hour mark, I think, here. We just have about 5 minutes left. Oh, geez, Amber. So yeah, so that knee has really been giving you a hard time, right? Well, hopefully it's all right. Melanie is saying, oh, first-time sock knitters might want to do a DK sock worsted. That is always an option. That is always an option for sure. We knit up a little faster and not quite so fiddly with little needles and really tiny yarn. Absolutely. Well, guys, this has been a lot of fun chatting tonight. I'm feeling good about all my sweater progress for sure. Wishing I'd gotten a little more done on my hat. Well, a little, like isn't any, but that's all right. and this is a brand new week, so it is full of possibilities, and I am just hoping for all good things. Hopefully, things will be nice and smooth, and we'll get lots done. So I will be back here with Jocelyn Thursday night with a finished sweater. So I'm just going to say that. I'm going to think positive. I'm going to put positive vibes out there. Jocelyn and I should hopefully be wearing our sweaters. We will be, right, Jocelyn? We will be. No hopefully, no wishing, no hoping. It is happening. Jocelyn and I will be here Thursday night, you know, modeling our sweaters, you know, and we're both doing top down. So really, as long as we got past the armpits right here, you guys would never really know, would you? No, we'll have to be able to set up things so we can actually stand up, so we can kind of do a little twirl, so you can actually see, you know, hold up the wrist, make sure that things are cast off. There's no needles on there. Oh, well, so I have a feeling Jocelyn and I are going to be knitting like every waking minute for the next couple of days. Oh yes, Nikki, you're knitting pockets. I saw that. So Nikki's doing a lot of modifications to her sweater, the Stone Warrior. You did all over color work, which looked really nice. And you're steeking it, and you're putting pockets in. I love that. I like it when people just do their own thing with a pattern. Hi, Wendy. Wendy, what are you working on? You're working on, oh, your pickle jar cowl. Aberdeen Wools. Oh my God, I love that name. Love that name. How fun. Okay, Melanie's saying good night. Yes. Oh, yes. And that's what we're here for, is to help and inspire people, right? Yeah, Sam. Yeah, you take it easy with your wrist. All right, guys. Oh, yeah. Nancy, you looking forward to our modeling? Me too. Me too. Nikki, your husband just said, how do you... Oh, how do you knit a hole? Okay, yeah. Well, you need, yeah. Well, you know what, Nikki, Nikki, I can't wait to see your finished sweater. I can't wait to see it all finished and steeked. It's going to look fantastic. Oh, Amber, your hubby helps you pick out the colors? That's wonderful. That's fun when everybody gets in on it, right? Okay, guys. Well, I think we will wrap up for tonight. We've been chatting maybe we've been over an hour now, have we? So I think we'll go because I've got some sweater knitting to do. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks to everybody who votes for the yarn and the projects every week, because it is really fun and it is a great way to start off a Monday. So happy knitting, everybody. Hope your needles are speedy and you have no drop stitches. Hopefully it's all good knitting vibes for everybody. Everybody who's out there who is working on the 2-week sweater, you know, don't stress about it. But hopefully you have a little extra knitting time. You can talk your family, you know, your kids into doing a little extra chores or cooking dinner, doing dishes. So you can get in a little extra knitting time if you need it. But don't stress, because whatever progress we get is going to be absolutely fantastic. And I'm not going to stress about mine. If it's done, it's done. If it's not, it's not. We will tune in Thursday night and we will see. So happy knitting, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. And we will chat Thursday night. Good night.